Greetings! Metroid79 here, and I'm back with another deck profile video for Cardfight Vanguard Deer Days! Alright, let's get started. Pressing the A button now. Loading game. And loading save. Proceeding. Here we are in the main menu. Going to edit deck menu. And now in today's video, the deck profile I'm going to be making one for is Dark States, Master of Gravity, Baromagnes, D-BT01. Alrighty, let's get started. Going to edit deck, create new deck. Choosing Dark States. Here we are. And so, like I mentioned before, the deck profile I'm going to be building for this video is for Dark States, Grade 3, the Master of Gravity, Baromagnes, with cards available only up until D-BT01. So let's get started. So let's go to Pack, Filter, D-BT01, Genesis of the 5 Greats, apply filter, and now, first off, the Ride deck, Grade 3, Master of Gravity, Baromagnes. His skills are Auto as the Vanguard. When this unit attacks, counterblast 1 if the cost has been paid, and perform all of the following according to the number of cards in the soul. So, if you have 5 or more cards in your soul, draw a card. 10 or more, your Vanguard gets plus 10,000 power and plus 1 critical. If 15 or more, both you and your opponent put all of your own rear guards into your souls. Then you choose 2 of your own cards from your soul and call them the rear guard circles, and they get 10,000 power until the end of the turn. So for Baromagnes, he's the main Grade 3 to run this deck. His skill is more or less focused on having a large number of cards in your soul, like mentioned. When you attack and counterblast, then you get to activate 1 or more of the effects depending on how many cards you have in the soul. With 5, you draw a card. 10 or more, 10,000 power and critical to the Vanguard. 15 or more, both you and your opponents lose all your rear guards to the soul, and you get 2 new ones to attack with. So Baromagnes is pretty much a powerful Vanguard to have, not only for powerful Vanguard attacks, but also to get you more attacks from your rear guards. So for him, we're playing 3, 4, and playing 1 in the order in the right deck. Okay. Next, the Grade 3 Phantasma Magician Curtis. His skills are the first skill, Auto. When placed on the rear guard circle, if your Vanguard is Master of Gravity, Baromagnes, Soul Charge 2. And the second skill, Action, Rear Guard. If your soul has 10 or more cards, you may counterblast 2. If the cost has been paid, then all of your front row units, both Vanguard and Rear Guard, get plus 5,000 power until the end of the turn. So for Curtis, he's a support card for the Baromagnes. Just by calling him onto the rear guard, if Baromagnes is on your Vanguard, you Soul Charge 2, which works well with Baromagnes, who requires you to have a large number of cards in your soul. And his second skill, once you have 10 or more cards in the soul, as long as you don't mind giving up 2 counterblasts for it, your entire front row, your Vanguard, and your rear guard get plus 5,000 power. So he's a good card to not only speed up the soul charging for Baromagnes, but also to give your front row more power. So for Curtis, we're playing 4 of him. Next, the Grade 2 lineup. Right deck, Grade 2, Electro Spartan. His skills are the first skill, Auto. When ridden on top of by Master of Gravity, Baromagnes, cost, put a card from your hand into your soul, draw a card and Soul Charge. So, second skill, Auto. When placed on the rear guard circle, you may counterblast 1. If the cost is paid, you Soul Charge 2. So for Electro Spartan, he's the main Grade 2 to play in this deck. So for the first skill, when you ride Baromagnes on top of him, as long as you don't mind giving up a card in your hand, you get to draw a new card and Soul Charge. So this first skill lets you get 2 more cards in the soul for its first cost and the Soul Charge effect. And the second skill, just by calling him to the rear guard, as long as you don't mind paying a counterblast of 1, you get the Soul Charge 2. So Electro Spartan is a very good card to have for the Baromagnes deck for either your Vanguard or rear guard. So for Spartan, we're playing 4 of him and placing 1 in the right deck. Next, the Grade 2 Selfish Engraver. Her skills are the first skill, Auto as a rear guard. When this unit attacks hits, Soul Charge 1. Second skill, Auto as a rear guard. At the end of the battle this unit attacked, if your soul has 10 or more cards, put this unit into your soul and countercharge 1. So for Engraver, she's a good support card for the Baromagnes' deck, since the first skill, when the attack hits, you can Soul Charge 1, which lets you build up your soul for Baromagnes' skills. And the second skill, when you have 10 or more cards in your soul, after attacking, she moves to your soul and countercharge 1. So for her second skill, Engraver not only lets you increase your soul, but also get you back a counterblast, making it a very powerful support card for the Baromagnes decks. For her, we're playing 4. Next up, the Great One lineup. The Great One, here it is. Right deck, Great One, Deep Sonicer. His skills are: the first skill, auto, when placed in the Vanguard circle, soul charge 1. Second skill, continuous as a rear guard. During your turn, if your soul has 10 or more cards, this unit gets plus 10,000 power. So for Sonicer, he's the main Great One to play in his deck. For the first skill, just by riding him, you get a soul charge, and the second skill as a rear guard. As long as you manage to stack up 10 or more cards on soul, he gets 10,000 power, serving as a 18,000 point attacker for the front row or 18,000 booster for the back row, making him a very good support card for the Baromagnes deck. So for Sonicer, we're playing 3 and putting 1 in the right deck. Now for the other Great Ones. The Great One, Steam Battler, Gungram. His skills are: first skill, auto, when placed on the rear guard circle, soul charge 1. Second skill, action. As a rear guard, once per turn, Soul Blast 3. If the cost is paid, you can draw a card. So for Gungram, he's another good card to support for the Baromagnes decks. For his first skill, lets you soul charge just by calling with the rear guard. And his second skill, as long as you don't mind giving up some cards in your soul, you get to draw a card, giving you a better chance of having a larger hand or a full formation to attack with. So Gungram's a good way to increase your soul, increase your hand, and your rear guard. So for Gungram, we're playing 4. And next up, the Great One, Direful Doll Simone. Her skill is auto as a rear guard. When this unit boosts, if your soul has 5 or more cards, counterblast 1 if the cost is paid until the end of battle. When your opponent would call cards from their hand to the Guardian Circle, they must call 2 or more at the same time. So for Simone, she's a good back row supporter for the Baromagnes, since Baromagnes' second skill lets him add power and critical to the Vanguard. With Simone boosting him from the back row, you'll be able to make the attack much more difficult to block, since the opponent will have to use 2 or more cards, even with a perfect guard. So for Simone, we're playing 2 of her. Next, let's go to the SD cards. Let's see, Rarity, SD, apply filter. Next for Great One. The Great One, normal order, Brother Soul, skill, soul charge 2. So this is a pretty basic order card for the Dark States decks. Just by playing this card, you soul charge 2. So despite the simple effect, it's very effective to use with Baromagnes, who requires you to have lots of cards in your soul. So for Brother Soul, we're playing 4 of it. Next, filter back, undo SD filter, and go back to packs, filter to show only cards from D-BT01, apply filter, back to Great Ones. There we go. Next, Great One, Recusal, Hate Dragon, Sentinel, Perfect Guard. Skills are: the first skill, continuous, Sentinel. You have only up to 4 cards of Sentinel in your deck. Second skill, auto. When placed in the Guardian Circle, choose 1 of your units. It cannot be hit until the end of the battle. If your hand has 2 more cards, choose a card from your hand, discard it. So for Recusal, Hate Dragon, he's like any other Perfect Guard in the Cardfight Vanguard trading card game. Just by guarding with him and discarding a card from your hand, you can totally block 1 enemy attack. But he also features another ability unique to the D standard format Perfect Guards. When you guard with him, if you have less than 2 cards in hand, you will not have to pay the usual discard 1 to play the Perfect Guard skill, making it a good Perfect Guard to use in desperate last-minute situations where you have very few cards in hand. So for Recusal, Hate Dragon, you're playing 4 of him. Next, the Great Zeros. Right deck, Great Zero, Uncanny Burning. Skill is auto. When written on top of, if you went second, draw a card. So for Burning, he's the starting unit of his deck. Just by riding on top of him, if you went second, you draw 1 card. So play 1 Burning and place it in the right deck. Next to the trigger lineup. First, for critical triggers, we're playing 4 Flinty Slashers, critical triggers. And then the Unfilter from pack, go back to Rarity SD. Here, 4 Great Zero, Diabolos Girls, My, critical trigger. Next, Unfilter again, undo SD, go back to pack D-BT01, apply filter. Then you go to Great Zero, Vital Lever, draw a trigger. We're playing 3 of him. And then next, The Great Zero, Steam Scara Malgant Nigal, heal trigger, we're playing 4 of her. And last but not least, Great Zero, Hades Dragon Deity of Resentment, Gal Match Held, the over trigger. His skill is additional effect, you get during your turn, all of your Vanguards get plus 10,000 power and plus 1 critical until the end of this fight. So for Gal Match Held, he's like any other over trigger in the D standard format. Just by revealing him in a drive check or a damage check, you get 100 million power and draw a card, but he also features a second effect unique to him. Additional effect, when revealed during a drive check on your turn, not only do you get the 100 million power and draw 1, his own skill gives your Vanguard 10,000 power and plus 1 critical during your turn for the whole fight. So if you reveal him early in the game in a drive check, you'll have the advantage of attacking with a overly powerful Vanguard who is plus critical and power. So for Gal Match Held, playing 1, there we go. Deck built, and now it's for start. And so, here's the deck build for the Baromagnes I'm building here for D-Booster 1 only cards. For the deck build, you comprise of 4 Grade 3 Master of Gravity Baromagnes, 4 Grade 3 Phantasma Magician Curtis, 4 Grade 2 Electro Spartan, 4 Grade 2 Selfish Engraver, 4 Grade 1 Brother Soul, 4 Grade 1 Steam Battler Gungrum, 4 Recusal Hate Dragon Grade 1, 2 Grade 1 Direful Doll Simone, 3 Grade 1 Deep Sonicer, 8 critical triggers, 3 draw triggers, 4 heal triggers, and 1 dark states over trigger Gal Match Held. And finally, the starting unit of this deck, Grade 0 Uncanny Burning, 1 piece. And with that, we pretty much explained the deck's build and card effects. Next, let's get on to testing out this deck. So first, I'll rename the deck, change deck name to change it to B-A-R-O-G, Baromagnes. Baromagnes. There we go. And now, changing card sleeves. Using, let's see. Alright, I'll use the purple colored Vanguard sleeve as the right deck sleeve, and then for the main deck sleeves, we'll use Dark States flag sleeve as the main deck. There we go. And here we go. Deck built, card effects explained, deck renamed, and card sleeve changed. Let's get on to the testing of the deck. Over to fight menu, and now to CPU fight. I'll test out the newly built Baromagnes deck, D-Booster 1, against Yu Kondo, normal difficulty. And the fight begins. Let's get started. Now we're deciding who goes first, so rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Rock over scissors, I win, going first. I'm gonna redraw 1 card. Stand up the Vanguard. I draw. I'm going to write my right deck, Deep Sonicer. I discard a draw trigger for the right deck cost. Right. Sonicer skill. I soul charge 1. I soul charge another Deep Sonicer. Okay. End of turn. Opponent's turn, they ride Reno. Okay. And they call Tenji. Okay. No guard. Take the attack. Ah, critical trigger so early! And taking the hit. Ow! Damage check. First, no trigger. And second check. No trigger. Ah! Now the opponent's attacking. No guard. Take the hit. Ow! Damage check. Heal trigger. Yes! I heal 1 card and power the Vanguard. That was lucky. Right, my turn. Draw. I'm going to ride from the right deck, Electro Spartan. I'm going to discard Brother's Soul. Right, Spartan. Next, I call one more Spartan. Spartan skill, I counterblast 1 and soul charge 2 cards. Brother's Soul and Gunrum went to the soul, okay. Then, beginning battle phase, my Vanguard attacks the Vanguard, 10k. Drive check. Yes, critical trigger, just what I needed. Critical to the Vanguard, power to rear guard. 2 damage. Zap. First check. No trigger. 1 Trickstar, nice. Second check. Critical trigger, yes, wasted a critical. Alright, my rear guard attacks the rear guard. Tension. 1 rear guard down. And, alright, that's the end of my turn. My opponent's turn, he rides. Grade 2, Ryu. Reno skill, searching his deck for Trickstar, calling the rear guard. He calls a Grade 2, Toressa, okay. Let's see, his Toressa, when attack hits, can recover an Overdress from the drop zone, okay. Does he have any in his drop zone? Nope, okay. Then I'm not gonna guard. Shield trigger! Oh no! Come on! Seriously? Ow! Damage check! No trigger! I guard! 25k! Attack blocked! Now it's my turn, I step and draw. I ride from my right deck, Master of Gravity, Baromagnes. Next up, I'm going to discard 1 card, a critical trigger to pay for the right deck cost. Call Baromagnes. Riding, okay. Spartan skill, I soul charge 1 card from my hand and draw a card. And soul charge, 8 cards. Next, I call. Let's see, I'm gonna call Curtis to the rear guard. Call, skill, soul charge 2. Add, and now beginning battle phase. First, my Electro Spartan attacks the rear guard, 10k. 1 rear guard down, and now my rear guard attacks the Vanguard, 13k. Blast and damage check. No trigger, safe. And now my Vanguard Baromagnes attacks the Vanguard. Skill activate. I counterblast 1 and plus draw a card and plus 10,000 power and 1 critical to the Vanguard. I drew Gunrum plus power and critical. Yes, no guard. Twin drive, first check. Yes, draw trigger. All effects to the Vanguard. I draw a card. Second check. Yes, critical trigger. All effects to the Vanguard. 3 damage. Here it comes. 3 damage to the opponent. And bam! Check 1. Heal trigger. Wasted. He cannot heal. Yes. Second check. No trigger. And third check. No trigger. Okay. Safe. That's the end of my turn. He rides. Grade 3. Chakrabarti Divine Dragon Nirvana to the Vanguard. Ryu's skill. He adds Virina to his hand. Okay. Now he's gonna activate Nirvana's skill to call a grade 0. He calls Trickstar. He overdresses. And overdress. Oh, double overdress. Here comes Nirvana. Skill, he's adding power. I perfect guard with refusal hate. For its skill, I'm going to discard a draw trigger from my hand. Perfect guard. No trigger. And second check. No trigger. Alright. Attack blocked. One Virina's attack. He's adding power thanks to the Overdress skill. 30,000 power. And he retires. No, Curtis! Alright, no guard, take the attack. Ow! Damage check. No trigger. Here comes the Van. Another 10,000 power to Virina. 30 to my 23, so I need 20k to guard. Okay. Guard 43. Attack blocked. And now I'm gonna stand and draw. I Persona Ride, Baromagnes. I draw a card. Then I call Gangram. Gangram skill. Soul Charge. Now beginning battle phase. First off, Gangram attacks the rear guard Virina. Okay, next my Vanguard Baromagnes attacks the Vanguard. Skill activate, counterblast 1. Drawing a card and adding power. And I drew a card, okay. Perfect guard, not good. Twin drive, first check. Critical trigger, alright. I give all effects to Electro Spartan. And second check. No trigger. Now Spartan attacks the Vanguard, 30,000 power. He cannot guard, 2 damage. First check. No trigger, alright, 6 damage, I win. Winner me. 700 for winning, double trigger, attack at 40,000 power or more, perfect guarded, did a Persona Ride, 6 turns passed, drew 3 times in 1 turn. I got 1850 VP, total 14250 VP, good job. Press A to go next. Okay, we're done testing out the deck, so let's get on back to the main menu and get on back to the edit deck menu. And I finished pretty much explaining the deck's build and card effects, and I tested it out. So with that, that's all the time we have for today. So first off, I want to say thank you to the viewers watching today's video, and to please stay tuned for more videos I plan to upload again in the near future. I also hope you all show support by liking, commenting, sharing, subscribing to my videos and channel. And with that, I say goodbye.